Hello, everybody. It's Brian here. And today is about formulating your strategy. And again, this is brought to you by candlecharts.com. This is a very exciting presentation. And again, just down to the bottom, just so you remember, again, we've got mycandlecharts.com. Candlecharts.com, I put that in the middle because, again, that's the parent owner, if you will. So My Candle Charts is where we've got all of our daily recaps and the interactive information. And then we've got candlechartsacademy.com, which is where, again, this is where all of our education material is housed and kept for you. So again, it's 3 parts to the family. So again, let's move on, talk about formulating your strategy. Very powerful. And again, do stay right to the very end. There's so much information, all these good nuggets, and they're all throughout the entire presentation. It's not just a one-off here. Okay, risk disclosure statement. Again, you may have seen this once or twice. It's found at candlecharts.com/disclosure. This talks about the risks of trading any type of security, and it is important that you understand these risks prior to placing your trade. Make sure you've checked out this website at least once, understand those risks prior to placing your trade or prior to implementing a new strategy, if you will. So here we go, the first question of the day, and this is, well, what's your strategy? Do you have a buy, hold, sort of hope, and then do a little bit of praying, hope some more, and then you sell? You know, have you looked at the chart? Do you understand the candle charts, the candle patterns? Whether it's a Nissen candle pattern or not, but again, are you understanding what's being shown on the charts? Very important, very critical, actually, to understanding and developing a proper strategy. So do you have a strategy to make money? Or again, is it just you like clicking, you know? And again, there's a period, I'm sure, in a lot of people's lives, probably guys more than gals, but again, we like to click things. Say, you know, again, all these video games is just buy. Oh, shoot, it's going the wrong way. Oh, I better sell. Oh, shoot, it's going back up again. Better buy. Well, again, we need to have a strategy to make money. Why are you buying? Why are you selling? So the big question is, and the big question of the day, did you write down your strategy? Is it on paper, and have you committed to following your strategy? If you haven't done that, it's going to be very, very important. And if you haven't written it down, possibly you don't have an effective strategy, and you might be just actually following a little bit more luck than anything else. Can you follow a strategy that is specific? So again, this is actually more about you, the more the psychology of you and yourself. Can you follow a strategy that has been documented? If this and that and the other thing, then we make a buy. Can you, in other words, do you have the patience? Isn't that what it's coming down to? Really, it's coming down to the patience of what you've got written down. And again, if you've written something down, you say, no, this is exactly what I'm going to do. I've back tested it. I know this makes money 9 times out of 10 or even 7 times out of 10. Can you do it? Because again, once you've pushed the buy button, did you then also follow your strategy and set a stop loss or set a take profit? You know, for the currency trading, for the overnight trading, yeah, I'll set a take profit, and that's fine that it maybe zooms way beyond what the market, you know, where I was expecting the market to go to. But you know, again, if that's part of my strategy, then I've got to put it down, I got to commit it, and I've got to follow it. So let's talk about your strategy and commit it to written form. Okay, you're not going to share this with anybody else except yourself. This is only for you. Big question. And again, due to some technical difficulties, won't be able to have the poll questions tonight. But you know, what is your favorite question? You know, raise your hand, have a think on this, and make a note of this right now. You know, some of the right. Some people want to trade stocks. Maybe they want to trade stocks because they don't know that they can trade options. And why would you want to trade options? Well, because it's a leverage product, and it's not that I necessarily want to add more risk. You don't necessarily add more risk to your portfolio, but some stocks are very, very expensive, and options are a good way to get into a stock, for example, potentially, or an ETF maybe, at a lower price. You got a small portfolio, you want to trade options. ETFs, and again, exchange traded funds, do you know what they are? Well, again, they're usually a basket. I say usually, they represent something else. They derive their value from something else, maybe multiple stocks, maybe from some commodities, maybe from some currencies as well, currency pairs. Again, there's ETFs for, I'd like to say, almost everything. So again, you can still be trading the stock ETF option family, even though you're trading commodities and more. CFDs, Forex. So again, the CFDs, they relate to the Forex, the stocks. Again, they all have similar, they all follow patterns, and they have candlesticks, and they also have candle patterns that need to be followed. Of course, you have futures. Futures, again, they, okay, different risk reward profile, but futures are quite amazing. But you've got to, and I'm going to say that this is an absolute must, you've got to have a strategy. You've got to write it down. You got to follow it. Otherwise, you're gambling. And finally, here I've got cryptocurrencies. Everybody's all excited about the cryptocurrencies. But it's just another product. It's not that exciting. It's just another product. It's like a stock. It's like an ETF. It's like the Forex. Yeah, it's exactly the same. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. They have candle patterns. They have windows. They have support and resistance. Absolutely. Dial into the mycandlecharts.com. Check us out on the daily recap. I say that especially, but we talk about Bitcoin every day, 5 days a week. We do that on the weekly recap, and of course on the strategy session if you request it. It's all there. Okay, there we go. So how to make money. And again, I try to select titles that really do stimulate thought here. But we're going to have indicators. Well, how many indicators? This was, again, another poll question. How many indicators are you actually using? 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, more than 6? Do you have more than 6 indicators on your chart? Maybe you, and again, this is just a thought, this is a comment, this is a question for you. Maybe it's too many. Consider less, could be more. Play around with it, find what works for your head. It's all about psychology at this point here. What works for you. How do you want to make money? Do you want to swing trade? Finding those curves back up. What time frame are you trading? And there's no harm and there's no problem in trading different time frames. Weekly charts? Yeah, there's a bucket load of money to be made in that. And different risk to reward profiles. You want to trade, let's say 5-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute charts. Again, there's different risk to reward profiles. All you have to do is gear your head a little bit differently. On a 3-minute chart, you're not going to buy and hold for 3 days, likely. You're going to be looking at more quick day trading, that type of thing. There's different opportunities, maybe multiple opportunities. The market, which markets are you trading? Intraday trading? And intraday trading, again, okay, you're not going to use daily candles for this, but again, you could use multiple different charts and different time frames for intraday trading. As a general rule, you're looking to get in and out within the same day. It's kind of, I say it's that simple. But if you've got a 9-to-5 job, you're not likely going to be intraday trading stocks, especially when the market is closed by the time you get home. But you may be intraday trading Forex because, again, it's trading 24 hours a day. You may consider futures. Long-term, are you looking for long-term trends? Are you looking for quick in and out each day, each week, something like that? Boom. News trades. I had a few people comment about trading the news. News is powerful. News is very exciting, and the market does a lot of crazy things when the news comes out. Yeah, well, that's great. That's terrific. Can you handle the swings? Just because the news is favorable, the company actually made more profit than what the market was expecting, maybe by 3, maybe 5, maybe 15 cents more than what they were expecting, doesn't necessarily mean that the stock's going to go up. And we've got to take that into consideration. So again, things don't always happen the way we expect it to. And there we go. Maybe you want to trade breakouts. This is just a smattering, just a few of the opportunities that we could talk about. So passive strategies here, passive trading, buy and hold. And again, there's nothing wrong with buy and hold. But again, you've got to commit this to writing. You've got to know, well, what are your conditions for buying? What are your conditions for selling? Have those conditions been met yet? Then maybe you're still holding. How much time do you want or have for trading itself? 1 day a week, couple of hours a week, 3 hours a day? It might shift and change your strategy, okay? And do you have it written, committed to paper? So as an example, we look at this chart here, and again, I've taken off what it is in the time frame. Not really relevant, because again, we look at this, we say, well, nice hammer, and the hammer, we had the confirmation, it turned into a morning star. And then we popped above in this case, we've got a 10, 20, and 50 period moving average. So I've got 3 moving averages, and I do have stochastics. In fact, I've got 4 indicators on this screen, plus the Nissen candle patterns. So again, we had the morning star. We popped above the moving averages. We had a quick slip back underneath. Boom, and we popped up, and we have been running. Right, we did dip down here underneath the 10. We closed under the 10. We closed under the 20, but we hit the 50 period moving average. So again, what are your conditions? Are you looking at upward moving averages? Are you making sure that the 10 and 20 haven't crossed? Are you waiting for the 10 or the 20 to cross the 50? So many different indicators. Again, are you using arrows as a visual reminder to indicate this market is still going up, right? We've had a little bit of a pullback here. Again, the 50 period still going. Long-term trend is still bullish. 10 is still closing, and it hasn't crossed underneath the 20. That's still good. Yeah, I mean, it came down a little bit and it turned back up. Boom, and we popped up and went. Stochastics, as a lot of times I use stochastics as a potential entry signal with the candle patterns and with the force of the candle in combination with at least one moving average. Don't always use it to sell because, again, look at it. It oscillates, and that's what it does. Isn't that great? But there again, multiple ways to use and multiple ways to trade. So again, that was a good potential entry signal. Strategy. So did you know buy and hold strategies using options? Did you know that you could do that? I mean, options don't just expire worthless in a matter of days or a couple of weeks. You can buy options that last 2 years, I've seen them up to about 2.5 years into the future. Wow. Yes, you pay more than what you would pay for an option that expires within a week, but it gives you plenty of time, and you're still paying a fraction of the price that you'd be paying for stocks. So again, have a look at that or have a think on that. Options are great. And again, many stocks are very, very expensive. Options are a fraction of the price, and you can fabricate different strategies using options. It's not about what calls do versus what puts do. It's a matter of what do you want to do. Then we can tell you how and what options you want to buy and trade to manufacture that strategy. Keeping it simple, yeah. Good way to manage risk. You know the amount of money that you've used to purchase your options is the amount of money you have at risk. But we can even limit that even down to less. So you've got leverage here without over levering your trade. So again, you've got a small portfolio. You don't just put everything in one basket and say, okay, I'm going to put everything I can into this one option trade. Well, that's ridiculous, isn't it? So again, we still want to have trade management. Very, very important, very powerful, and very useful. And of course, how much time do you expect for the trade? And if you expect it might take a year or something, well, okay, then you might want to buy the leaps. If you think it's going to happen within the next week or a couple of weeks or month, then you maybe want to buy some options that are about 3-4 months into the future. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. And there's other reasons. Here's an example, mycandlecharts.com. These are some of the things that we have in the mycandlecharts.com thing here. So we've got the casual trader. So again, there's some stock trades and situations that we look at there to help you identify and look at what a casual trader might be looking for in a trade. It's education. And again, trade setup of the day. Again, we do this 5 days a week. Chart of the day, 5 days a week. Daily market recap. So we do that again 5 days a week, a recap of what the market has done that day. Recent special topics, we've got blogs, we've got a chart challenge as well. Candle strategy session. So again, that's run twice a week as well. So again, you just write in and say what market you want to have analyzed. International recap. So again, we do that once a week. Forex focus, again, once a week. Options outlook, once a week. Take a look at options. We go through different mini lessons, and then we sort of apply that to different markets that you guys are trading. Weekly market recap. Obviously, that happens once a week. So again, at the end of the week, we do a little recap. And of course, we've got special topics down here, archive special, and we've got the full list of special topics. If you're a member of mycandlecharts.com, click on that. There's a lot of good information down there. Take advantage of it. It's there for you to use. There we go. So another strategy to maybe suit your situation. So again, how would you trade this one? When to buy, when to sell, what indicators should you be using? What candle patterns do you use? And which ones don't you use? You don't have to use them all. You maybe want to be a little bit more selective, okay? And again, what are your trading expectations? So on this, again, obviously we see, we start in low, we start to see a potential buy signal here. Ooh, we get up here and we have a pullback, up and pullback. And look where we're pulling back to, the 50 period moving average. But again, the trend is generally in the up direction, even though we're again oscillating up and down, up and down, up and down. Again, you could have bought here and held it up to here until, again, we're waiting for a signal. What's your signal? What's in your strategy? Oh, second look. Let's have a second look at this then, actually. So again, a little bit more active trading. I like to look for symmetry. Recent support and resistance. So again, I would have drawn this line from here to here. And what I did was I made a duplicate copy, a parallel line, and put it up to here. And look at this. Boom, we had a signal here. Bullish engulfing pattern, very forceful. We got above the moving averages. And we came right up to this line here. And again, these lines are exactly parallel. And we hit it virtually to the penny. So again, there's opportunities in looking at the charts differently. How's that? So again, maybe you're looking for support and resistance trades. Are you looking for dollar movements? And when I say dollar movements, a particular amount of value in terms of a movement. Moving averages crossing, the 10 crossing the 20. Is that an entry signal there? Is that an exit signal here? Again, and then back here. Again, you've got to assess back test. Look at different markets, how they've trended, when they've trended sideways, when they've gone up, when they've gone down. What works best for your situation? And you may need 2 or 3 different strategies, even for the market that you're trading, just based upon simply, well, the market's going up here, this seems to work good. When this happens and the market's going down, this strategy seems to work a little bit better. And when it's going sideways or sort of sideways trending junk here, something else might work even better. We're looking at 3 potential strategies. And they might just work absolutely famously for you. But again, you've got to change your hat and understand when maybe you need to adjust your trading strategy. Time available for trading. So not only just to review, to place your trades, to observe the trades, how they're unfolding. So again, this can you make decisions for consistent gains? And consistent gains is what we're all about here. If you can see that, and if you have a good strategy that can back test for consistent gains, then we want to get that documented. And again, feel free to talk to us, like a coaching session. We can talk you through some of the pitfalls. We'll look at your strategy. We'll sort of, show you different examples of how it works, maybe thoughts and ideas, maybe how you can improve it. Just, again, gives you that coverage, gives you that support. Again, talked about something in the very beginning, stop losses. Do you use stop losses? I don't use them for options trading, but that's, again, I'm going to be looking at those charts depending on how I'm trading, whether it be intraday, then I'm looking at it until the trade closes. If I'm doing a longer term trade, then I'm going to be looking at the market once a day, maybe every 4 hours. So it's let's say 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night type thing. I want to know what the market's doing. Should I change, get out of the trade? Should I add more to the trade, leg in more? Again, maybe you entered down here, the market went up and you waited, okay, it's come back, the longer term trend is still up. Maybe this is a signal to buy more shares. It's a second trade, second type of trade. Various reasons why you want to enter into that. Yep. But again, it's going to go into your strategy as well when you would enter with a further trade. There we go. So again, look at that. So again, we hit that to the penny, boom, boom, we hit that, and then we pulled back only to in and around the 10 and the 20 period moving averages. It was great. That was a great trade, really. I like that one. Strategies, again, counter trend trading. Now, again, I'm going to say a lot of caution on this. Again, be careful. Don't just do this for a lark. Again, you want to know your candle patterns. You've got to know support and resistance, no question. We've got that in our special sessions. Trading against the longer trend, that's what a counter trend trade is. The trend you can see here clearly, I got the nice green arrow. It is pointed in the up direction. We've got the long term on the 50, the 10 and 20. They're all in the up direction. So a counter trend trade, it's a reversal of a trend or a simple pullback. And again, you've got to think about that. Sorry, is it turning into a swing trade, which is a reversal of directions, or is it just simply a pullback? Well, how far is it going to pull back? Just because you have a big bearish engulfing or a shooting star, we've got bear sash, we've got evening star here, dark cloud cover. How far are we going to pull back to? Candle patterns, again, the Nissen candle patterns is a great way to show the possible direction change, both directions, up and down. But so far, again, this trend is remaining in the up direction. So again, we've got to keep that in the back of our mind. And what time of day can you trade? Oh, there's the little tidbit question. Again, I put that in a different font just as a reminder to people, what time of day are you trading? So, okay, let's take a look at this big bearish engulfing candle right here. And we pulled down, well, there we hit the 10 period, we bounced up. Then we came down through it, we hit the 20 period, we bounced up. Then we came just underneath it. And then we continued on in the up direction. Bear sash, we did come down to the 20 period moving average. The candle patterns work. Just because you see a bearish engulfing candle, don't expect the market to go all the way back down to your original support way down here. That wasn't the purpose of that. That was just saying, well, we got a little bit of tiredness here. We're a little bit overextended away from the moving averages. The moving averages are separated a little bit. We need to have a little bit of a break in here, right? So we have a little bit of pullback, a little bit of pullback. There's great money in little pullbacks as well as trading the longer trends. Yeah, we did have a shooting star there. We had a bear hatomy, shooting star, evening, bearish engulfing. We went a little bit sideways actually in this case, and then we pulled back again into 20 period moving average. Had you had to take profit in and around that area, and I wouldn't have gone to the penny to it, you would have gotten out with a very nice profit, hopefully. Again, bearish engulfing, yeah, we came down to 20 period moving average. And we already discussed that one. There you go. So again, counter trend trading, 60-minute charts. I say this with really good reason and purpose. So again, if you're new to trading or new to counter trend trading, you're probably going to want to get some coaching sessions under your belt to understand this. Now, we've been looking at a lot of different charts, and I haven't shown you what the market is, and there's good reason between that. We've had stocks, we've had different time frames already, we've had ETFs, commodities, and right now I can tell you, I had a little cheat reminder, this is a currency. But again, it could have been a stock, an ETF, a commodity. It does not matter. This could have been futures as well. Again, this is a 60-minute chart, just so you know. And again, you would have no idea of knowing that. We've still got our stochastics oscillating up and down. We've got, ooh, look at that. We do have a trend. On the 60-minute chart, we have a trend. What's the longer term trend? Well, I don't know. I don't have that chart with me. But we're looking at this and saying, well, the 60-minute is still going up. That's nice. So again, if you want to trade 60-minute charts, trade 60-minute charts. You may have a strategy for trading a 60-minute, a 240, i.e. a 4-hourly chart, and for trading a daily chart. And you may get different trade signals from each. Same strategy, different time frames. Just make sure you're wearing the right hat when you're looking at your charts. So candle pattern plus force. This is what I like. Look at the force on this. Good forceful candle. We didn't have such good force here, but again, we got the break. Again, we had the nice following through on the trend. We had a nice trend following there. Bear sash, you might have traded on that. Good forceful candle, and we did come down to 50 period moving average, and ultimately down to an old support area. Boom, we bounced up. Bullish engulfing, bull sash, boom, bull sash on that one again. Continued on. Great. Risk versus reward. What is your risk versus reward? And again, your strategy it's not always going to be 3 parts reward to 1 part risk. It may be 1-to-1. It may be 10 cents move. You're looking for a 10-cent move. That's it. Well, that's part of your strategy. You got to write that down. What's your expectation? And again, this has to go into your strategy, but what's your expectation of the move? So again, we hit down here, we moved up, we pulled back into a good support area. Now we got a forceful bullish candle. Well, what's our first expectation? Well, as soon as we break through this little resistance right here where we had the bearish engulfing, I'd say up here, which is right here. That's where we came. We did a little sideways dance. We pulled back. Then we jumped up again, right in that area. First target. That's what I put in. First target, second target, third target. Had another blue line up here. Yeah, there's some more resistance there. We spent a little bit of time going sideways. Yeah, depending on the day of the week, I might have exited here and said, well, right, now it's the weekend. And then this turns into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And yeah, okay, fine. That's potentially a new trade. I don't want to hold my currencies over the weekend. There we go. So again, lots of forceful candles indicating a potential to get out. This candle at the very end, not only was it a big forceful candle, it closed beneath the 10, beneath the 20, beneath the 50 period moving average. And you can see the market started to come down. Maybe that's your signal. Or maybe at some point trading underneath 2, if not 3 of the moving averages is your signal to exit. Move your stop loss. Your stop loss doesn't have to stay in the same place. So here's a little strategies and did you know? And there we go. What time you have available for your trading can dictate which markets you trade. Not just what you want to trade, but what's best for trading. If you only have, let's say, between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. or maybe 10 p.m. Eastern time, maybe you're going to want to get into either futures or Forex. But Forex is a big market, fairly easy to trade, good opportunity in that as well. And again, many people do trade Forex simply because of their working hours. So they're, again, doing a little bit more of a day trading. But again, they could be looking at longer term trades. What charts are you looking at? That's going to be important. Candles and candle patterns work the same with Forex as they do on the stocks. We always talk about stocks because that's usually seen as the simpler and easier way and safer way to enter the trading arena. But again, all of these markets are just as safe as the other. But you've got to understand the risk to reward. They're all, again, risk to reward is very easy to calculate, but you do have to spend the time understanding it. Shorter duration trades, if you're trading only a few hours in the evening. But again, the setups, again, they're going to be exactly the same. Just your mindset needs to be set a little bit shorter term. And here we go on to, and I did mention this in the beginning, candlechartsacademy.com. This is a snippet. This isn't 100% of everything we've got in it. These are some of the education packages that we do have available. So introductory to candlestick training. So we've got the Quick Start, Haji May, Express Class, and Advanced Candlestick Express. We've also got the Nissan Candle Scanner as well for Ninja Trader. We've got it for other packages, but Ninja Trader is the big one. Mega package, this one is big. This one is great. This is the one that you want to look at 2 times a year. I would say as a minimum, you want to review this package 2 times a year. There's so much information in this, and you're going to pick and poke and say, oh, I like this strategy. Well, right, if it's working for you, stick with it. When it stops working, you need to maybe consider shifting and looking towards a different strategy. There's a lot of strategies in this. So again, we've got the candlesticks mega package really geared around stocks. And let me just see there. We do have one for options. We do have one for Forex. I think that's on the next page. We got special topics training, calendar spread. So this is more of the options trading and training, if you will, ETF profit strategies, Fibonacci analysis, intraday options, live training recordings as well. So again, we've got a lot of information here and a little bit more here. We do have a Kaizen program. Again, it's a big one. That's one of our beauties as well. It's an apprenticeship program. It gets you up on all levels of trading, what you're looking for, what you should look for. There we go. There's our Forex mega package. There's the options mega package. There's a university section that goes with it. So we have regular updates for that. Special topics training. Ooh, a lot of good stuff in there. Again, ETF training, live training, just more information. So again, a lot of good packages for you. We've done this for you as a member of mycandlecharts.com. If you want to only buy 1 or 2 of those education packages, you're welcome to do that as well. So just quickly here, and I won't spend a lot of time on this, my story, well, I was a trader probably like most of you. Again, I came from nothing and then started to trade one day, buying one stock at a time, and I was always looking for great buy opportunities, waiting for my exit, wondering how else I could trade that would better suit my personality. How to fine-tune my trading skills. And again, I have multiple strategies, trading strategies, depending on what I want to do, which account I'm using. I was already trading equities, ETFs, options, and I had a little bit of exposure to FX and futures, not really much, but a little bit, theory. My awakening really happened when I realized coaching was to improve my skills. There's no shame in that. I have personal coaches, I have trading coaches. It's about bouncing ideas off of someone. It's less about education and more about, well, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? Have you looked at that? So it's about honing your trading skills. So I did find the coaching program through candlecharts.com. I developed new trading styles and techniques, used moving averages differently. And I'm sharing that with people within my coaching sessions now. And of course, was great to have a discussion with someone about my thoughts, somebody who understood the markets, all the different markets, the futures, the forex, the stocks, the options. It was all great. And of course, my coach was able to listen and give me some feedback as to what I was saying. It wasn't all about it. It wasn't all in my head. Again, it was a bi-directional conversation. It was great. So again, scalping, another strategy. Highly active trading in this case. Literally, this is very fast-paced, very moving. But again, we're looking for exactly the same thing on a different time frame. This is a 5-minute SPY. I wanted to show you something that I do. This is exactly what I do. Small market movements require highly liquid market. Well, the SPY is the most liquid market. Dependable market moves. I look for a market that has dependable market moves. You can see we're all well connected in here. If it has a lot of spaces and windows, not my preferred. And I want to exploit overbought and oversold. And of course, my risk reward must be considered. Big piercing pattern. We're underneath the moving averages. Moving averages coming down. Yeah, I take that position. Guess what? I'm out at or close to the moving average, the first moving average. That's my first point. Then I had a hammer. We're taking another run at the moving averages. So in fact, I waited till I got just about at the 20-period moving average. You can see we went through it, pulled back a little bit, and moving averages are closing and crossing. And I got another trade. And again, you start to see doji, spinning tops. Gives a little bit of a bearish engulfing and a shooting star. Yeah, I got out on that. Done. I was done for the day. It was fantastic. Still love that one. And I wanted to highlight that again. You're underneath the moving averages. Well, there's my potential resistance area. So again, Nissen Candle Scanner, NCS we call it. It works in all markets. Did you know that? Futures, Forex, it works in everything. Stocks, options, futures, Forex, again, all different time frames. Candle patterns are great potential indicators on all time frames and all markets. Risk and reward should be reviewed in the same manner in all markets and all time frames. Using the NCS can be a strategy just in itself. When I see this, then I'm going to do that. Yep. And it might be when I see a bullish engulfing with something else, then I make a buy. Well, okay, yeah, that's possible as well. In volatile markets, again, I find it very useful. Active trading can help you profit as the market swings up and down. And it can be used as a simple strategy for trading. And again, just consider including the Nissen Candle Scanner. Very powerful tool. Love it. So again, swing trading. I wish I had NCS, 30 years ago. Would have made my life a lot easier. Trading the trends and breakouts. So again, all of a sudden, boom, well, we were coming down. So swing trading. Yeah. So again, coming down, we got the break. Now we're swing trading in the up direction. Good. Yeah, we had a little pullback. And again, boom, we pulled back up again. The trend establishes itself, getting on board the new trend early. And again, various swings to consider, short-term swings, intraday, daily, longer-term swings, all sorts of different trends, all sorts. You got to choose what's right for you. Start with one strategy, and then we can expand on it. Talk to us. Let's work together on that. There we go on the day trading. So again, day trading, generally all trades are closed in the same day. Sometimes I've had to hold mine over to the next day, but usually try to get them closed out same day. Quicker trades in the market, look for markets that do have volatility. Volatility is how you make money. Boom, up and down, up and down. Yeah, that's how it works. Consider highly active trading. This is a very active way to trade. You don't just buy and then walk away. Now, you're going to sit at the computer, you're going to watch it finish. This happens to be a daily chart, but again, look at the large gap. There's a reason why I want to show you this chart, because again, you're looking at this and saying, well, each day, well, I'm trading intraday, but in the day, look at the movements that we get. Just for each of those candles, most of them are pretty good size, especially when you consider the shadow, upper and lower shadow. There's good movement. So is it possible to make money in each of these candles individually? And that's what it's all about. Now you want to go back into your intraday charts and take a look at them. So what we want to do here is, again, you've got to commit your strategies to paper. Going to be very, very important. It's a contract with yourself. It's a psychological commitment. You need to have discipline. Floor traders, for example, they have to write this down and they give it to the senior floor trader. If they say, no, but I knew this was a good trade. I know that's not part of my strategy and it's not what I've got committed on paper, but I knew this was a good trade, you're fired on the spot. It doesn't matter if you made $1 million or $5 million for the company, you are sacked on the spot. Consider that with yourself. Again, you want to have the discipline. It may seem a little bit more boring, but your consistency is going to go way up. Okay, so have you back tested? I presume yes, but you need to. Make sure it's written down, set up, so you want to, for your strategy, you've got to have a setup, boom, 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 all this good stuff here, moving averages, oscillators, other indicators like NCS, time frame, what time frame you're going to trade, what's an entry, when candle pattern X and maybe something else happens, then I make an entry. When do I exit? Right? It's simple. It is very, very simple, but you just need to write it down. Get it on paper. What else? Have you clearly marked your support and resistance areas on your charts? Did you factor in risk versus reward on your trade? Maybe your bullish engulfing candle was just way too big this time. Well, maybe that's an indication that the risk was too great, so I didn't take the trade. It doesn't matter what the market does afterwards. If the risk was too great, you don't take it. How much do you want to make on this trade? Again, something to think about, or you're just looking towards your next resistance area or your support areas. Again, that's important. Does that equate to the distance between your support and resistance areas? What about your stop loss setting? Did you set your stop loss? Even if it's mental, but you want to have a stop loss. And have you entered a take profit order? Some people do. Sometimes you're waiting for the candle. And oh, right, well, I'm getting shooting stars now. I better exit. Yeah, okay, that's fine too. Again, but as long as you know when you're taking your profit, that'll be good. Consistent trading. Take the time to create an easy to follow trading strategy. Keep it simple. Yeah. Get the assistance and guidance to discuss ideas, trade your plan, and enjoy the rewards of a successful plan. That's important. When your plan stops working, change it. Find a plan that does work. That's the important thing. If the results aren't consistent, as I say, when your results stop becoming consistent, consider changing, or just sit back and observe what is going on with this market. Is it changing from an up to a down, or is changing from an up to a sideways? Right, okay, yeah, got to put on the other hat today. This has all been for your benefit about achieving. So again, come to candlecharts.com/achieve. Yeah, this is where we are. This is what we want you to see. This has got, well, basically the reward offer for you. And if you've got any questions, again, we've got a little blue button at the bottom, but you can always send Paul at candlecharts.com an email. But click on the button, check out the offers. It doesn't hurt in that. So I'm going to show you the actual website. There we go. You can click on View Offers. Boom, comes right down here. There we go. Haji May. We've got the Kaizen program. Again, here we've got the mycandlecharts.com package. You get different savings for different packages. Instant savings on other training. Yep, there you go. Customize your training experience. Again, there you go. There's the message us. We don't know who's online today. You just click on this and say, hi, my name is Brian. Can you help me? I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. I'm not sure what I want to buy. Well, then we're going to wait for an answer, and one of our agents will come back to us, and they'll say, well, it sounds like because of your experience, because of your knowledge, maybe you should consider this education package or this support. Coaching is great. It's a good way to open up and then understand, well, what else is available and what have you been doing? What could you be doing, right? A lot of good information. Okay, guys. So, right, yeah, I almost forgot. Sorry, Paul. And this, Paul, I promise Paul is going to say this again. When you're on the Achieve website, again, come down here. You can fill out this little survey. Again, it's kept private and confidential. We don't sell your information. This helps us understand who you are and maybe what is better for you to go forward. Do you want contact by email or by phone? What's your name? And your telephone number, email address, et cetera, et cetera. So again, check this out. Put in as much information as possible, and then we can really guide you to which package is best for you, if any. And maybe you're doing fabulous without us. That's okay too. Feel free to drop in. And again, it's always great to have more people in the recap rooms, in the daily recap, in the mycandlecharts.com. So if nothing else, come and join us on that. But again, everybody can benefit from coaching, various levels, and maybe in different segments and different packages. Check us out. I love the company. I love what we offer, and we do it with love. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Wish you all the best, and thanks a lot for attending. And keep your success going. Get a good strategy and follow it. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.